right now is that George Bush is about to release more Homeland Security documents, probably saying, oh, yes, I'm worried about right-wingers, too, to give Obama cover. Kind of like Bush Sr. came out and bad-mouthed the NRA that time and said he was getting rid of his membership. You know, they pile on against the American people from time to time. Now, here is the Council on Foreign Relations that really runs the policy of the government, 4,000, almost 5,000 members, militant extremists in the United States. And this is a report, April 21st, 2008. And it's types of domestic terrorism. It says the Southern Poverty Law Centers, who compiled it for them. And it's got left-wing and right-wing terrorism, right-wing domestic terrorism. See, so what's happened is everybody's focusing in on one little report. The entire American people are basically listed as terrorists in this. And if they announced it like that, we'd all come together and say, this is police state, this is Nazi Germany, we're against it. But if they only make it about one group, like Hitler did with the Jews, see, oh, it's just the conservatives. We'll be right back.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full-acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com. In the New World Order's war against humanity, Barack Obama is the tip of the spear.
We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well-funded.
The Obama deception completely destroys the myth that Obama is working for the best interest of the American people.
Well, Obama's already fudging. He's fudged since day one in this election.
If you have a demagogue with a fanatical mass movement of personality cultists who is imposing the program of a group of extreme bankers and finance oligarchs, that's fascism.
It's not about left or right. It's about a one-world government. This film documents who Obama works for, the lies he has told, and his real agenda. Get your copy of The Obama Deception today at Infowars.com or download it in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv. The Obama Deception. The people strike back. Have you ever thought about what's in your shampoo, soap, or detergent? How about chlorides, dyes, ethanol, sulfates, sodium, formaldehydes, and more? Even fragrance can indicate the presence of some 4,000 separate ingredients, most of which are synthetic. Hi, this is Alex Jones. I was shocked when I discovered I could be inhaling these additives that can lead to coughing, wheezing, and shortness of breath, headaches, nausea, irritation of the skin, and mucous membranes. Now compare Calben Pure Soap, all natural, earth-friendly, no harsh chemicals, no animal testing. They're safe, and you save 85% of the money you're spending on cleaning products now. Start saving over $1,000 a year for your family of 4. Keep it natural. Call Calben Pure Soap for a free catalog at 1-800-340-7091 or log on to 5starsoap.com. Try Calben Pure Soaps, and I'll bet you'll never use any other cleaning products again. Call 1-800-340-7091 for all your cleaning needs.
We're going to your calls right now.
She don't want me, so that I leave it here.
I just want to add a final point. That previously, people were called leaders or statesmen. And they were judged by were they keeping the man the tyrants off people's backs? Were they allowing property rights and freedom? It wasn't a left-right debate. It was tyranny versus liberty. That was always the discussion, till they gave us the false political paradigm so they could break down our society and control us. Politicians at the mid-level and higher level are there to lie and deceive and to continually trick the people into never getting control of their society again. They are there to keep the elites in power. They are there for the upper class to wage war against the middle class and the working class. And they write textbooks on it, and they brag about it all day, and that's why Rick Perry's coming out to be the Tea Party leader, and they want to make it Republican so that they can manage dissent and then play it off against the left. It's the two parties teamed up against the people. Two wings on the same bird of prey. Instead of looking at the wings all day, let's talk about the head, the beak, the guts of this thing, its mind, its eyes, what it believes, what this bird does. This is tyranny. This is a group of polycentric plutocrats, financiers. This is what globalism is. And they've now announced a bank of the world, a world government that will set your interest rates and the currency rates, and that will set taxes worldwide and have an army and a global regulatory system through the IMF, the World Bank, the OECD, the Exim Bank, the World Trade Organization, The Hague in the Netherlands. It's here, and they're now announcing, we want a new world order. It's the banks that engineered the collapse ruling you with you paying a carbon tax to them. And that's why they've engineered the financial collapse by design. And they're bragging about it. And for decades, while they were building this, they said it didn't exist. And then exactly what we said they were going to unveil is what they've now unveiled. Because we were reading Trilateral Commission and CFR documents. I mean, the CFR came out last year and admitted they're doing chemtrail spraying, altering the atmosphere. Well, I don't need the CFR to tell me they're doing that. Suddenly, you look at the jet trails, they don't fade out in 30 seconds anymore. They hang there for hours and create whole cloud banks. And I interview the father of weather weapons, and, we talk about all that. And then now they admit they're manipulating our atmosphere, but they say it's secret. Folks, what we know is off the chart crazy. Imagine what we don't know. People say, well, if just 10% of what Alex says is true, we're in deep trouble. Folks, it's 100% and then some. I mean, in every case, it turns out being worse than I first thought. Because truth is strange, ladies and gentlemen. And I go back to what I said earlier, and I keep bringing this up. This is one of the well-known cases. They took 4,000-plus U.S. foster children from the 40s to the early 60s, put them in radiation chambers to test radiation on them, and killed them. Now, if 40 years ago they had government people ready to assembly line kill kids, what are you doing trusting their vaccines? What are you doing trusting anything these criminals say? They're eugenicists. They believe in destroying economies. They want to hurt us. They believe we're living too well. They're Malthusian. They say they are. So I made my point. We need to get it out that the Tea Parties aren't left-wing or right-wing. They're populist against the corrupt bankers. They're against crime. They're anti-corruption. That's what the bankers are, who are taking the crisis they've created and leveraging it into total control. And that these memos and documents are spying on mainline churches, mainline liberal groups, mainline conservative groups, libertarians. And that it's being done across the board. And that all the powers, the Patriot Act and the Military Commissions Act and the John Warner Defense Authorization and PDD 51, it's all being used against the American people. We told you that was what it was being set up for. The whole attack pattern, the whole architecture of the federalization of police, all of this was meant for the general public. They said it was. And I kept screaming bloody murder, and now they're unveiling it and conditioning you to get ready to have literal secret police on your street corners telling you what to do. And they got armies of them, CIA, FBI recruiting ads everywhere. They're tripling the size of the ground force of the CIA, turning them loose on the cities of America. We've got our own Stasi now. And all these other agencies and groups, I mean, but it doesn't intimidate me. It makes me want to fight back. It makes me go, you know what, you criminals? We're not going to let foreign bankers set up secret police and then intimidate us to shut up. We're going to take this country back and bring you to justice. And you know what? So this doesn't happen again in this country. We need to go ahead and arrest these people that have violated the law, even their servants. Need to have grand juries indict you. Need to send your ass to prison. Excuse my French there. Because this isn't a game, folks. Putting congressmen they don't like on no-fly list, and they can't get off. And they got over 1,100,000 Americans on it. They've had federal marshals quit and say they're ordered to put innocent people on these. Now they're talking about if you haven't paid your taxes, they're going to turn your driver's license off. And they got scanners that are scanning your license plate, knowing if your insurance and your driver's license is up to date. You're like, oh, good, stop the illegal aliens. That's for you. That's for the American people. This system is coming out right now. All designed by the Pentagon. Okay, let's go ahead and take calls here. Let's talk to Rachel in California. You're on the air, Rachel. Hello, Rachel. Yes.
Hi. I just had one quick comment and then a question about Obama. My comment is, have you ever seen the movie Changeling with Angelina Jolie?
No, I'm not a big fan of her.
I'm not either, but that movie it's based on a true story. It's really good. John Malkovich is in it, and his character reminds me of you totally. And I just wanted to recommend that you see that movie because his character is like you.
I mean, by not being a big fan of Angelina Jolie, I just not into video game remake movies and stuff.
Well, no, it's a true story.
No. I know. I just wanted to be specific.
Oh, yeah.
I happen to know that Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, I talked to people in Hollywood, are all into this stuff. But I was told that 5 years ago, and then separately, I see her part of the CFR pushing all this, so it's really weird. But what is Changeling about?
It's about the chicken coop murders in California back in the 1930s, I believe, and the really corrupt LAPD, and it's right up your alley. It's amazing.
Interesting. Maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah. And my question about Obama is, you said a few months back something, I don't know the exact quote. I was wondering if you could tell me the exact quote, that he said something about older people they're not supposed to get better, or there's something about health care, they're not supposed to,
let me think of there was a bunch of articles. Let me think of the best one. Google, guys, Dr. Obama Bloomberg. And they have quotes in there by the guy he was going to have head up Health and Human Services, who's bought and paid for by the big insurance companies. But he's the liberal with left cover, so it's okay. The senator from the Dakotas, Tom Daschle, who then had to step down for not paying taxes and having free limos and things, given to him as part of money laundering. And in his book, and he was the architect of the current bill, he said, look, if you're going blind, you're supposed to go blind. If you're old, you're supposed to die. And we want the British model of rationing. And so I pulled up Bloomberg that had the quotes. Says here's Daschle says healthcare reform will not be pain-free. Services should be more accepting. Print it for me. I can't read it across the room with that small print. Print me that Bloomberg article, but also show them a headline for prisonplanet.tv viewers so we can. That's what I love about this being TV too. I don't just read the headline; they can just boom, slap it up there, and you can read it. So in the stimulus package, they got the socialized health care passed to federalize it, and so you're going to get like an aspirin for a heart attack, and you're going to get Prozac if your back's broken. I mean, this is what they do to the troops at the VA. Yeah, ruin your health with the Obama stimulus plan. Betsy McCauley. There was another one about Dr. Obama. Maybe that was the Wall Street Journal. But it says in there with their bioethicist boards that, I've seen Tony Blair on the House of Commons. I mean, it's not just in their documents. When he was prime minister in England, admit you have to wait 18 months for brain surgery for a tumor that's operable but kills you in 6 months. And they look at it and do an average, and if you're above 45, they just say, sorry, you're dead. And so the British, with money, fly over here. And so that's how it works. You it's like having the worst HMO. It's like buying that insurance that doesn't work anywhere. And then it also has the federal computers telling the doctors what tests they can give. So it's the insurance companies running everything. And then their socialism will be taking all our tax money, giving it to private insurance companies to rape us. So there you have it. Does that answer your question, Rachel?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to let you go to the next caller. Thank you. Let's go ahead and talk to Cheryl in Winnipeg. Go ahead, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jones. It's been about 3 weeks since I've started listening to you, and I finally got the nerve to call you. I thought maybe you'd like a Canadian perspective on the world order. Perhaps you guys should know what's going on over here.
I know what's going on. The Queen publicly announced she rules Parliament. When Parliament didn't follow her orders, she activated the Governor General and completely rules everything.
Oh, whatever. Her head's on her money. I mean, there you go.
No, I know, but then the Canadians are in denial. They go, oh, no, she doesn't. I go, oh, here's Reuters with her ruling you. Oh, I know, but we need to be ruled. I mean, it's the Queen's good. I like her. Anyways, go ahead.
Denial is way farther than that, sir. I'll give you an idea of where I live. Winnipeg is a really, really small place. We're the center of the country and the center of the continent. And here we have a level 5 virology lab and NORAD in our city limits.
No, I know. They've already merged your millet. People say Canada won't be taken over. Canada's already merged into Northcom. The North American Union's already set up. November 24th, 2005, all publicly announced. The documents are all public, and general public just sucks their thumb and giggles and gobbles more Prozac.
Well, it's because everything is just operating fine here. We don't have a big economic thing happening here. It's a little bit, but your president came here and told us we're doing okay. We're doing better than you guys, they say. So, but we have a division of the FBI on our streets. We have a division of the DEA on our streets.
Oh, no, you're already completely merged. It's total integration, and they got to integrate us with Mexico, so they got to collapse it first. They know the drug war is what's causing all the violence and death. They have a total gun ban down there, but their answer is keep the drug war going. We have double the cocaine, triple the heroin than we had 15 years ago, more people in prison than ever, total carnage, and their answer is keep prohibition going. It sure helped the mafia triple in size in the U.S. during prohibition. Keep it going forever. Forever. It's wonderful because they know the breakdown of society gives them more control.
Well, let me tell you, see, something that you've been saying as of recent has been bothering me, and we don't have a total gun ban. We have an Aboriginal population that is huge, and they have inherent rights to hold guns.
No, I wasn't saying you have a total gun ban. I said they registered your guns and then began, banning about half of them the next year. Germany first got them registered and then restricted and now is moving to ban. And in Australia, England has a total gun ban. So you're midway through the steps.
Well, they're frightened of our Aboriginal population, and which brings me to what you've been saying. You've been predicting that there'll be more terrorist acts in your country. I believe you've got the right operation, but the wrong country, sir. They've got to get Canadians on board with this thing, so pick your city, And that's what I think. And the G20 a few weeks ago or last week when you were talking about it, what they're speaking about, I believe, is the weaponization of space. Because
that's
they're not
part of it.
Talking about it anymore.
No, that's part of it, and I appreciate your call. They're also having another G20, and they're already issuing the new global currency. It's just bank to bank. It's digital transfers, the quantitative easing. They admit there's already a global currency. And China and others, New York Times reported, are beginning to dump the dollar. And all we've got left is the dollar, folks. When it's gone, then the hyperinflation starts. Right now, we're in a depression, but there's been $12.8 trillion. That's the entire GDP. Imagine if they gave $12.8 trillion. $8 trillion would have paid off all the mortgages in the country, not just bad mortgages, all the mortgages in the country paid off. $12.8 trillion went to offshore bankers. But notice you're not seeing inflation. You're seeing deflation. But then in a year, two, all the economists agree, then it's going to just explode. But right now they got to keep inflation down so that money has value for the private banking families to buy up real assets. And then when they're done, they're going to drop the hammer. And it is going to be devastating. Most people listening right now who are middle class will be destitute and poor for the rest of your lives, just like Iceland, just like Argentina, in the IMF and World Bank documents. The greatest form of bondage is just to make you totally poor. And then they'll put little liberal and conservative puppets up in front of you all day and get you all obsessed with that while they just keep just punching you, bragging about it. Let's go ahead and take another call. Lisa, you're on the air from Ohio. Welcome, Lisa.
Hi, Alex. I'm a first-time caller, and I'm kind of new at this game, but I live in the city of Cincinnati. And over the weekend and earlier in the week, we were having a problem with our broadcast stations being butted in on. And it wasn't the normal emergency broadcast system test. This happened to me Saturday night when I was watching the Ten Commandments, and a blue screen come up with a white circle in it, with a blue circle in the middle of that, and some numbers on it. Monday night, they interrupted the Cincinnati Reds game, and it went to a totally different TV show. And then the next day, the broadcasters for the Reds were talking about it on the radio and saying it won't happen on the radio. And Marty Brenneman in the morning said that, and he got interrupted.
Really? Right when he was saying it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let me tell you what's going on. Let me tell you, then I'll hold you over. This is very important. Before, they said in the 50s, okay, the Russians are going to nuke us. By law, there's these big, powerful shortwave stations, and then there'll be an AM and FM repeater, and during an emergency broadcast alert, one big station per city, everybody is ordered to then dial over to that of a nuke is hit or whatever. Then they said, oh, Amber Alert in 96, they kidnapped a girl. We got to put billboards up everywhere and be able to dial in with the EAS system. It's an all radio and TV at the transmitter site. Everything is wired lastly through it, and then with special transmitter couplers where it would take a day to even get a transmission out without it. So FEMA is in between all the radio, TV, cable, and the last line. And then because I've worked at stations. I remember I was at 1260 filling in for some local hosts there on top of my syndicated show. They were carrying my syndicated over there if they went to sports here in Austin. And I was talking to their engineer, and he was going, hey, look at this. They're telling us in the next few years, this is 4 years ago, they're going to start just taking government time whenever they want and overriding us. So it's coming.
I'm Todd Davis, CEO of LifeLock, and what I'm about to tell you is true. My real Social Security number is 457-55-5462. You may think I'm crazy, but I know my identity is safe. At LifeLock, every member is covered by our $1 million total service guarantee.
Every 3 seconds, someone's identity is stolen. It's not just the money that's being stolen, it's your reputation, your credits, and your valuable time to fix the huge mess. At LifeLock, we aim to prevent identity theft before it happens. And if anything happens while you're a client of LifeLock, you'll be protected by our exclusive $1 million total service guarantee. With LifeLock, you'll also see a huge reduction in junk mail and pre-approved credit offers. Call 1-800-605-4229 right now and get 30 days of LifeLock for free. Protect yourself and your family from identity theft. And when you call right now, get 30 days free. Call now, 1-800-605-4229. That's 1-800-605-4229. Again, 1-800-605-4229.
In the New World Order's war against humanity, Barack Obama is the tip of the spear.
We've got to give them a stake in creating the kind of world order that I think all of us would like to see.
The Obama deception completely destroys the myth that Obama is working for the best interest of the American people.
Well, Obama's already fudging. He's fudged since day one in this election.
If you have a demagogue with a fanatical mass movement of personality cultists who is imposing the program of a group of extreme bankers and finance oligarchs, that's fascism.
It's not about left or right. It's about a one-world government. This film documents who Obama works for, the lies he has told, and his real agenda. Get your copy of The Obama Deception today at Infowars.com or download it in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv. The Obama Deception. The people strike back.
So you want to stop smoking. Well, here's what I want you to do. Go to a drugstore and take a stop smoking product off the shelf. Go to the cashier. Tell them you don't want to pay for the product. You just want to take it home and try it. And if, and only if you stop smoking, will you then come back and pay for it. Most likely, if you tried this, you'd be arrested. But as silly as this sounds, this is exactly what the Smoke-Free free trial offer is. Smoke-Free is a complete all-natural stop smoking system. And when you call today, they'll send you a 30-day supply of the program absolutely free. This program eliminates withdrawals and cravings and includes a 30 3-day supply of the smoke-free capsules, a guide to living smoke-free book, an audio support program, capsule holder, and a bottle of weight loss capsules just in case you're worried about gaining weight while you're trying to quit. To find out if you qualify for this free trial offer, join the tens of thousands who have quit for life with smoke-free. Call 1-800-426-6186 today. That's 1-800-426-6186. This is a limited time offer, so call 1-800-426-6186 now.
I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in full.
You know, it's pretty simple.
And time keeps
the military likes to take things over, run covert operations. They always take over countries they get big in. Private banks own them. Northcom's in control of the U.S. Sunshine Project got declassified documents in 2000. Every major city has warehouses with helicopters with nerve gas and opiate knockout gases. This is mainstream news. This is Congress has this to spray the American people, and the non-lethal spray they were saying would kill like 10% of the cities because it'll cause fires, wrecks, and instantly knocks you out. So they got helicopters ready. I mean, these people are criminals, folks. That's why they're so arrogant. The only way this can be stopped is if the police and military wake up, and that's why they're the main threat in all these MIAC reports. That's why there will be a purge of you first. After they march you out to have war with us, then you're going to wake up, then they're going to kill you. And I know you're not going to listen until it happens, so have it your way, fine. You want to be slaves to foreign bankers? You want it to happen in Russia? Then we're going to go back to Lisa in a minute. Last caller we have time for, but Burmis will be back live tonight, 9 to midnight. I may pop in again. My solar backup. A lot of things can cut off your electrical power, hurricanes, snow, ice storms. Listeners should move towards getting off the grid. And here's a good way to do just that, a solar power generator. It's not controlled by FEMA or their EAS takeover system yet. They have their power source 1,800 watts of power on demand in the event of any disaster. Power source 1,800 power plant, high-efficiency solar panel designed to provide endless electricity through its battery system. And the solar generator is like having a silent power plant hidden in your home. It's the perfect for emergency backup in troubled times. Get off the grid, folks. MySolarBackup.com is a good way to start. MySolarBackup.com, 877-327-0365, 877-327-0365, MySolarBackup.com. And last but not least, before we go back to this final caller, Pepperspray.com. They have got the best prices on self-defense, folks. And if you're not going to get your daughter or wife a gun and training to protect themselves from all the crime that's expanding, at least get them a taser. And, or at least get them a stun gun or some high-powered pepper spray. They got great prices. Pepperspray.com. Pepper spray of all kinds of strengths, stun guns and tasers, animal repellents, home safety, personal alarms. 800-908-9988. 800-908-9988. That's pepperspray.com. 1-800-908-9988. Thanks to our sponsors also for making this show possible. We really appreciate them. We appreciate listeners continuing to spread the word about the show. That's how we continue to reach more and more people. Okay, Lisa, I could talk for 10 hours about this. They're now telling broadcasters, the government's going to pop in with announcements from time to time. And it's, there's a tornado coming with the locals. Or, a girl in another state got kidnapped. An old woman's driving a black El Camino this year. You know, and you see billboards. You know, there's an Alzheimer's patient from Dallas. You see this in Austin driving down 290 right here. But then you suddenly see, 1-800-REPORT terror. 1-800-REPORT guns. And then your carpet cleaner's at your house and sees a gun case and thinks they're illegal because, they watch TV shows based in New York where guns are illegal. And then they call the cops on you. And the cops are, they're not illegal, but you got 10 guns. We're going to go ahead and arrest you. You resisted. Now you're charged with resisting. This is happening more and more. But all the police aren't evil, so they're trying. Lisa, does that answer your question?
Yeah, because some of our local morning radio hosts were concerned about it. And I guess they did a little digging and were told that some foreign countries were breaking in on our broadcast system. Oh, my God, this is huge. I saw a blurb. Yeah. It's not China. It's not Russia. They're trying to pass a bill for the feds to take over the Internet. And Senator Rockefeller said they want to get rid of the web. So they're claiming the power to kill the web, that's New York Times, to save it. And what town are you in Ohio? Cincinnati.
I was thinking that during the break that they were going to say it was the Chinese or something, and that it wasn't EAS. Ma'am, that's EAS. That's FEMA. All right. God bless you. Retransmission starts now. Infowars.com. Back to 9 to Midnight Live.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. I've told you for a long time it's important to be self-sufficient. And today, that's more important than ever. We need to be independent, and food and water is the key. Infowars.com. If you have your own bread. You'll never have to go to the Superdome and beg for FEMA to take care of your family in any emergency if you simply prepare. No one is going to take care of your family in the final equation but you. You know eFoodsDirect.com is still able to ship storable food that's safe from E. coli, salmonella, genetic alteration, or Chinese imports. And they do it at almost half the cost of last year's grocery prices. Call 1-800-409-5633 or on the web, go to eFoodsDirect.com. Visit eFoodsDirect.com and look over the fine list of high-quality, freeze-dried, and dehydrated foods they have to offer. Watch the free videos, look at their online catalog, or give them a call at 1-800-409-5633. Again, 800-409-5633 or on the web at eFoodsDirect.com. Take action today. The first step is getting storable food.